All right, let me try to get you to the finish line as soon as possible. My problem is audio. It sounds, there's a buzz hiss type sound whenever I run it through the ATEM. My ATEM settings are audio, general, line. We are using mic 1. I'm not doing any split audio. We'll close that. These are my volume settings. I'm currently not recording in the ATEM. I'm recording directly to the computer. Now I'm going to plug in to the ATEM and record through the ATEM. Okay, so this is me unplugging it. This is a direct feed to the rear of my computer. That's all that is. We're going to move it into port headphone 1 of the ATEM. Same cable. There we go. Okay, you can see with it plugged into the ATEM, I've got something registering here. I'm going to give you some silence so you can experience the buzz that I experience. And that requires every video that I record audio on through the ATEM requires post-production noise reducing in order to make the video usable. Now I'm going to unplug it from the ATEM, plug it back into what is essentially the back of my computer, because that's where that goes to. Okay, I'm now recording directly through the computer, and you can see I've got no level indicator here, so the ATEM device is not being used. And I'm going to give you some silence. And as you can hear, or you could not hear, there's nothing there. It's a significant improvement just going straight to the computer than it is running through the ATEM device. Something's got to be introducing that that buzz or that hum. I have tried isolating it with one of these grounding devices that had no effect on anything other than reducing the volume by a little bit. I have tried this attenuator cable, also had no effect on the solution. And here's a really graphic example. Here's Audacity. I'm going to hit the record button and say nothing while it's plugged into my computer directly and not the ATEM. Okay. Now, I'm going to make another recording. This time, we're going to switch the recording device to the ATEM Mini. Okay. Now you can see the static that I'm getting once I run the signal through the ATEM. Everything else is equal. Anyway, that's where I stand. Any help that might point me in the right direction is appreciated. I have taken what seems to be the best way to troubleshoot this out of the equation, which is you run it on battery and not on AC power. And that seems to be one of the suggestions in your most recent correspondence. But I did that and the hum is still there. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to put those batteries that were just tested. Okay, setting the stage. No USB power. Running on the 4 AAA batteries. First experiment, we will plug into the back of the computer. That's that white device right there. That's a main line into the back of the computer and bypassing the NPM. You'll notice a flat line. You'll also notice no decibels on the microphone at rest. Now I'm going to kill that. We're going to unplug it from here, plug it into the ATEM's mic 2, and I've done this on mic 1 as well. Change audio setup to the Blackmagic device, same test. You'll notice in the top right corner, the microphone has a steady 42 decibels coming in. That's without any external plugs, just the XLR 3.5 millimeter converter, and the audio out on the line out feed, and a Bluetooth plugged in and directly into the ATEM. All right, on this next test, I'm going to eliminate every input on the back of the ATEM with the single exception of this USB that's going to my computer, the power cable that's coming in, and the audio cable that's coming into the headphone jack, to the mic 2 jack. And let's see what we get. I should say I've also unplugged the ATEM and ran it to a plug far away from where the original one was, in case there's any interference in that line. I'm now coming up here. We've got audio set to the Blackmagic device, and we'll hit record. Still getting 42 at rest or greater. Okay, I happen to have another ATEM Mini on hand. This one's the Mini Pro as opposed to the Mini Extreme. Same test. An audio in to mic 2, a USB out to the computer, and the power cable coming in. Changing the recording device to the new Blackmagic that you see there, and let's see what I get. Not as bad as the other ATEM, but still much more than going to my computer directly. Okay, I wanted to rule something else out. This is my original USB-C cable. I've gotten a different USB-C cable, just in case the cable itself played a role. Identical results. Okay, this time I've unplugged all USB devices from my computer, just in case something plugged into the motherboard via USB was creating interference, since my other method of testing was directly to the little pink recording input and not USB. Perhaps that was playing a role. So to eliminate that, I've unplugged them all except for the mouse, the keyboard, and the ATEM. But we're still getting the same 42 or below. I guess that may not be dBs since it's a negative input, but whatever that measurement is, it's still present. All right, taking this down a slightly different curve, we're going to use a brand new computer. I'm a computer store, so that's pretty easy to do. The same Zoom, the same ATEM, but running the USB cable instead of to the desktop, we're running it along into the laptop. On the laptop, using the built-in microphone array, which is these two little dots right here at the top, we'll hit record. And we get nothing there. All right, so we have the F6 on battery. We have it plugged into the same ATEM, but this time wired into the laptop. We do have a signal, so I'll close that. The software is loaded, the system's been rebooted. Go back into Audacity, choose the Blackmagic device. Identical readings, brand new computer, nothing but a single cable plugged in. You know the rest of the story. Now we're going to turn the zoom dial, so we're going to shut off the mics to the zoom. So that should prevent audio from going in here, because we're not picking anything up. We've shut them both off. Yet it still has 50, well, it's a little less than 54, but it's bouncing around in there. I don't really understand that, since we have nothing coming out of there. So that's got to be some kind of electrical current coming from this going into that, into the ATEM. And if I disconnect the Zoom device, if I take away the mic, the line out rather, that definitely kills it. So we know the line out, something's coming out of here, that's resulting in a pickup, some kind of electrical something or other, even though both mics are turned off. That certainly says a lot. So now let's move on to how we are best able to use. I mean, there's a mystery that needs solving. That should be at nothing. There should be a way to cut the interference that's not actually mic audio. But let's talk about how I solved it. One of the problems I found is one of these work better than the other. So this guy creates more static than this guy. We're going to turn on a mic. We'll start with mic number 1, which is this one here that has the 3.5-inch adapter. And let's take a look at the reading. You see it's hovering around 40, between 42, a little bit below 42, which actually is more static in the whole scheme of things. That's a minus 42, and it actually means more static. Now, I'm going to come over here and change that so that we're dealing with mic number 1. Excuse me, that was mic number 1, which was the one with the adapter. Now we're going to turn mic number 1 off, turn mic number 2 on, and we are at 0 decibels. And you can see it's a good bit less just by switching from 1 to 2. Now I have swapped ports, 1 and 2, swapped those mechanisms from 1 and 2, and it's the same results. The one without the adapter is superior to the one with the adapter. All right, now let me tell you what resulted in the best possible sound, all things considered, is this USB cable in the Zoom can be used as just power, or it can be used as the microphone output to the computer. So you can either use this line out to the computer, or you can use this as a microphone and record directly, the microphone output, and record directly to the computer through that same cable. So it depends on how the settings are within the Zoom itself. And I've set that to AIF with record. I find sometimes when I swap around cables, sometimes that has to be reset, turned off, turned on before it starts picking up again. But with that set as the mic, and you'll notice recording, it says microphone 2 Zoom F6. Look at that. It turns 0 decibels, total silence, until I say something, even if I whisper. So that's the solution. And when I record with that, it's crystal clear. There's no background noise. Unfortunately, I'm not using the ATEM. So you see the microphone one is plugged in, but even if I turn that off, you notice I'm still getting my decibels up there. And that's because I've chosen to use the Zoom device to record its data directly to the computer and not pass it through the ATEM device. And that's sad. I mean, that's a sad testimony in my eyes to the audio of the ATEM, for the ATEM's ability to do whatever is being done from here to the computer. If there's some kind of noise isolation that needs to occur or something, why can't it occur within the device to eliminate these types of problems? I don't know. Maybe that's a technological impossibility. But because I really do like some of the audio features in here for controlling tonality and equalizer and all that, I'm not able to use those. So it is what it is. Life goes on. But this audio is fantastic. And to give you an example of that, I will record something and play it back. Guess I need to do that with the voice narration. Okay, this is a test from a lavalier mic that's sitting a rather long way from me. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, this is a test from a lavalier mic that's sitting a rather long way from me. Let's see how it sounds. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.